Should I keep talking?
Talk.
Hello.
Say something.
Can you hear me? 212.
I go over here. only to that chair until he's talking to somebody.
I can just stand up right here.
Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? Hello. Can you hear me? What's working?
Yes, good. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. All right, cool. We good. Somebody in here sent a little super chat earlier when I was figuring all this out. You ain't got to send one again, but just tell me who you was and I can give you a little shout out. But all right, check it out. All right, we good. All right. I've been in here a few hours doing some work, doing some podcasting, doing some streams. I just decided to jump on. So if y'all got some questions, y'all got some good topics, you know, I might mess around and bless y'all with some gems, put some pain where it ain't, enlighten y'all on a few subjects. But if y'all ain't in here asking no good questions or nothing like that, I'm gonna jump off. Avery Turner, there we go. That's what get me excited right there. Avery Turner Jr. What's going on? He said, "Salute to the game, God." From Busting My Guts Laughing Apparel. All right, Busting My Guts Laughing Apparel. Hey, that's something I ain't gonna forget. That's a good name right there. Y'all go check him out. Busting My Guts Laughing Apparel. Drop the website in here. Next change should be 3Gs formed in a triangle. I like that idea. Just might be. Just might be. Man, I'm kind of getting tired of the chains and everything like that. Because in this day and age, man, the fakes are so good. The moissanite, the CBDs, the replicas is almost at this point. Why? Nobody's gonna appreciate that you spent $50,000, $60,000. They're just gonna assume it's just like everybody else's. So it's almost like at this point, because I never do it for me. I do it for the look. I weigh how much it costs versus the value that it's gonna raise me in other people's eyes. And the value is getting less and less and less because everybody's doing it because everybody can get it in these different ways and you can't tell. So it's starting to make less sense. Interview game. What's that mean? Somebody said, I just turned 20. What makes the top level individuals like you take a youngin' seriously? I say this all the time. You got to put your money down. There's going to be almost nothing that makes me take somebody serious. Put your money down. You think you're special. Guess what? Everybody's special. It's not about if you're special. It's about what are you going to do? Everybody talks a big game about what they will do, about how motivated they are, but everybody's just talking. You got to show. You want somebody's time? Hey, put your money down. Or you can wait around and maybe they'll see something in you, but you're wishing on a dream. You're probably not as special as you think. You get under somebody, you might become more special than you actually are, though. Your interview with Sam is Goldie. You meant to say Golden. Y'all should do more content. I was just with Sam like shoot 4 days ago in Dubai. Went out to dinner, went out to this little spot. That's my guy right there. We got something coming from you soon. I ain't gonna let the cat out the bag, but we got something coming from y'all soon. Not content, something else. Come on, man. Y'all better get to asking me some good questions. Y'all know who y'all got on here right now? Do y'all know who y'all got on here right now? Y'all better ask me some questions around here, some good questions around here. Thank you for all the good game. Who is that? The real Jaden T. Thank you for all the game you give, Goldie. Have you ever felt like you were doing mostly all the right things, but are still stuck in place, not where you want to be? 22-year-old, by the way. I'm gonna answer that question one because you sent in a super chat, but I'm glad you asked me that. I'm gonna give you the realest answer that you probably didn't even know you needed, right? I used to be like you. I used to be like you. I used to say what you said. I used to go around to my mentors and I would say, hey, man, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. But it doesn't seem like I'm getting closer to my goal. And my mentor almost cussed me out. He said, and I'm not going to cuss on here because I want to be monetized. He said, what you doing right? What you doing wrong? What are you doing wrong? Losers take inventory of what they're doing right. Winners take inventory of what they're doing wrong so they can get it right. Everybody pays attention to what they're doing right. You have to look where you're doing it wrong. Look where you're skipping steps, skipping days, not doing enough. Then you correct that. Because if you were doing everything right, you'd already be there. Everybody looks at where they're doing the right thing. You have to look at where you're slipping, where you're deficient. And when you sew that up, then you'll get ahead. Right? Everybody says, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. If I looked in your life like I do for a lot of my clients, and that's why it's always good to have a coach, I would be able to tell you, I would immediately get in your life and I would say, but you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing this. You're counting the days you do go to the gym. Count the days that you didn't. You count the days you do eat right. Count the days that you effed off and ate wrong. You count the days you did put in some work. What about the days you took off? You're counting the things you're doing right. You have to count the things you're doing wrong. You have to see where you're not doing what you're supposed to do. Where's that girl that narrates this podcast? She is important too. She is important. She's going to be glad that somebody said that, right? You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'll have her come in shortly. I had my last 1,000. What would I do, man? I mean, come on, man. That's not even a good question. I need to know your situation, what your bills look like, what you got going on, what opportunities are in front of you. With $5,000, man, you just put it back into yourself and your knowledge and your network, right? Chris, my guy, Goldie, can you go into a little bit of the digital products you sell as far as how it works, drop ship, Amazon, or your own website? How much revenue? I currently sell on Amazon, by the way. I think like 188,000 last month. All my products. You want that game? Get into my 90-day inner circle, and I'll drop the game A to Z, every trick in the trade that I've done to get to that level. Otherwise, I ain't giving that out for free. Priceless game right there. Watch movies like 50 Shades and Nine. Come on, who's in here talking about 50 Shades of Grey? How you start earning a living? Am doing bad for myself. Any peace of mind, appreciate you. I mean, I don't know you, man. I don't know you. You gotta get yourself right first, though. Everybody want to jump into making some money. How about you get yourself right? That's what most people need to do. Most people need to stop trying to chase some money and get yourself right, get your habits right. Because then anything you do is going to work, but nothing you do is going to work because you ain't the right person yet. Your habits are probably shit. You've probably never stuck to anything hard for a long period of time. Anything that you've ever started, you've probably stopped soon after, and that will make it you unsuccessful in anything you try. So you're going to be trying to do something that's a quick fix and that is going to get you money immediately because you know you're not going to stick with anything that's going to take a long period of time. Most people should just try to get themselves right first. He said that was the realest thing you could have told me. I appreciate the genuine answer. I've never looked at it like that. Thank you, Goldie. Yeah, most people aren't doing enough. Everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a coach because a coach would easily tell you, they will look at you and say, and flick you on your ear and say, knock it the fuck off. You're not even doing that much. Right? That's what a coach would say. And that's all you need sometimes is somebody to say, knock it the fuck off. You're not even doing that much. You know what I'm saying? So most people. Peace and love to this room. The speaker, Stockton. Okay. It's a great to invest in stocks, y'all. 181 month. Darius J. What do you think is easier to get traction on between Instagram and YouTube? I don't feel like that's the question. That's the right question. What's easier to get traction on, or what's the better place to be monetized? That I would say YouTube, but you need both because people are scrolling on Instagram all day long. You'll make more money in the long term with YouTube, but then you could funnel people from Instagram to YouTube. I mean, that really shouldn't even be your question, right? That shouldn't even be your question. You know why? Because you're trying to find out which one you should do. All right. And you shouldn't even be thinking that. You should be thinking, let me just do some content. All right. Let me just get online. It doesn't really matter what you start with because you're not going to be good in the beginning anyway. So the point is you should just be worried about how can I hurry up and get started so I can get all the sucky pieces of content out the way so it can get good. Because it don't matter where you put your shit right now. Ain't nobody going to watch it anyway. So you should just get started. See how we'll make up in our mind all of these reasons of why not to get started and procrastinate. A lot of people even use the gym as procrastination, right? Because it's easier to go to the gym than it is to get down on that business and do the research and do the calls. So they'll go to the gym and put the gym in a way. We'll find all types of reasonable reasons to procrastinate. Like I need the right name. I need the right website. I need to figure out what's the right platform. I need to know I need the right logo. I need the LLC. These are all things that your mind comes up with. So you procrastinate on doing what actually matters. And that's the actual actions. You said you bought some products from you and it's life changing. Somebody pinned that comment. I don't got nobody managing this today, but yeah, somebody said they bought some products and it changed their life. I know. And I give them away for so cheap, but I'm doing God's work. So, esoteric law, you know what I'm saying? When you put good out, good is going to come back, right? So me changing the world and changing lives at such a small price, I know it's going to come back in other ways, man. Y'all better go get my products, goldieratio.com, GOLDIERATIO.com. Go get my products. Go get the Game God Mentality program. Go get the Get Chose with your mouth closed, right? Go get the how to, what to say and how to say it, how to talk to women. Go get the etiquette course. Learn how to use your knives and your forks and how to sit and how to teach your woman to be an upstanding individual, man. Hey, man, did you know it's some places in life, no matter how much money you have, you don't get access unless you have class? Did you know that? Did you know no matter how much money you have, it's some places you still can't go. It requires class. Go get my etiquette program, right? Teach it to your woman. Hey, man, you know the best way to hold a woman? right? The best way to hold a woman is to teach a woman. But how you gonna teach a woman if you don't know nothing? I hold women not just because I'm looking good, dressing good, having money, because a woman is gonna learn from me, right? That's what really hold a woman. Somebody said, I kicked the weed after 15 years smoking, listening to your guidance. I'm glad that I can do that for you. Hey, man, send me a message telling me that so I can pin that somewhere. There's plenty of people I know who stopped smoking. You know, I say it all the time, man. There's no way I'd be here if I was smoking. Oh, he said, can you go into detail about the video I made about cheap dopamine and doing a dopamine detox? All right, I ain't gonna go into it, but it's simple. The reason you can't do the work, the reason you can't focus, the reason it takes you 30 minutes to get out the house and go to the gym, the reason you get caught scrolling on Instagram, the reason you can't do the things you need to do is because you have dopamine overload. You're too stimulated, right? So you're looking for stimulation. You're looking for dopamine. That's why you're scrolling. That's why you're eating the bad food. That's why. So what you need to do is you need to reset your baseline. You need to stop eating such flavorful foods, spicy foods, sugary foods, stop having sex, right? You need to stop watching entertaining shows. You need to stop scrolling on Instagram. It's like this. If you eat a bunch of spicy foods, you need more spicy food to even taste anything. But if you stop eating spicy foods at all, the smallest thing is spicy to you. If you eat a bunch of things that are sugary, you eat a bunch of flavorful food all the time, and then you stop eating all that for a period of time. If you eat an apple, you're gonna say, damn, that's super sweet. So you're too overstimulated. You have to go on a dopamine detox where you get very minimal dopamine, if none at all. Right? That's why you can't stick to a task. If you can't do 4 or 5 hours of focused work without interruptions, you'll never be successful. So what I'm saying is go on a dopamine detox, cut out everything that stimulates you. Then you will be able to sit down and focus for 4 hours. Right now, you can't because you're a crackhead. You're looking for some dopamine because you're used to getting it so often. So withdraw from that for a period of time, I would say 30 days. And then when you sit down to do some work, it will actually give you dopamine doing that because you're not so overstimulated. Right now, you're so overstimulated, and we live in a constant space of overstimulation that you can't do nothing. Blapstar Jr. When you said that you were from SAC, made me feel very proud of you. Thank you for the education in the game. Here's my tuition. Hey, man, appreciate you. Blapstar. Used to be a rapper named Blapstar. But you say Blapstar Jr., so I'm assuming you're not him. The most influential book that I've read, I can't say it's too many. Said, I'm from Canada. I'll be in Miami on vacay on the 23rd. How much for 30 minutes of your time? Man, I don't sell my time that minimal, right? $2,500 minimum if you want to come sit down with me. But for that, you'll get continued contact. We'll figure something out. I don't really just let anybody come meet me just to meet me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're in my program, I know you're a certain type of individual. If you paid for the mentorship, I know you're a certain type of individual and your mind is a certain type of way. I don't just be trying to meet up with people. Even if they got the money, just be meeting up with random people. They got to have their mind right. We got to be on the same page, Get in my 90-day mentorship. When you're out here, we can put something together. Or if you want a podcast, come on. Hey, man, do something with your time. You out here, you want to come meet me? Hey, man, how about you pay for a podcast, right? You can get your questions answered, film it, and put it out, start a channel. Oh, yeah, listen, the game, I was just watching the podcast with me and Johnny Cash. So much game in there, I can't give it out for free. So I don't know what y'all gonna do who want it, but y'all gonna have to pay at least $100 just to get that. Otherwise, y'all could just keep watching clips. But it's so much depth that we went in and things that we can't say. That's why it's taking so long to edit. A lot of stuff I gotta edit out. It's too much game, too deep, too much depth. Some things that just don't need to be exposed. You know what I'm saying? As far as game wise. So, but if you guys do want it, let me know. $100, or I might say anybody who signs up for my Game Guide Mentality program, I might allow them to get it. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Davis, man, appreciate you. $50, man. Come on. Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, bro, love your content. Listen to your videos every day for motivation and share your content with young brothers. They love it. Keep up the good work. And I think your content is better when you're by yourself. Hey, man, I appreciate that. Not only do I appreciate you putting your money down, abundance is going to flow back to you. Why? Because you're telling the universe that it's nothing to give. Hey, when you give, you receive, man. But no, I appreciate that, man. I actually believe so too. I go on a lot of people podcasts and things who have million subscribers, and they'll be doing 200 people on their live, and I'll be like, I should have just stayed on mine. Now it's good to collab, but nah, I feel it too. When I be on other people's stuff, and no, there's no knock to them. I like to hear myself talk. I want to get my ideas out. And every time somebody says something, it stops me from saying what I wanted to say. You know, I forget my train of thought. So yeah, I'm gonna do a lot more by myself. Slim, how do you stay out of love and keep yourself and keep her off your mind in a long-term situation? Hey man, you got to fall in love with yourself. The only reason you love her so much is, man, you ain't got enough going on within yourself. You don't got no goals for yourself, man. If you had the goal, man, and really focus on getting your body right, tending to your diet, reading certain books to get ahead, tending to your business, or let's just say you're not an entrepreneur, tending to whatever hobbies you have and things that you're interested in to get better in those areas, man. You know, people outside yourself, they're nothing but distractions. You get some sort of dopamine from her, well, then you have to change where you get your dopamine from. Get it from things that are invested back into you. Make it a goal to get a certain type of body, lose a certain amount of weight, gain a certain amount of muscle. Have a goal if you're not in business to maybe start a business, to maybe start something or start to research something, or even if you're just curious about certain things, you got to fall in love with yourself, and then everything else becomes less important. I can't care about this broad more than I care about myself. I ain't got time to think about her. Why? Because I'm thinking about all the motherfucking great things I got going on in my life. Your life is not good enough if you're always worried about the broad, man. I gave you too much for $5, man. Meditation is important. It's very important. You know, number one, success leaves clues. Some of the most successful people in the world meditate. They bring meditators into Fortune 500 companies for the CEOs. They say meditating shrinks your something in the frontal lobe, which is something that's reactionary. Don't quote me on this, Google it, but it shrinks either the frontal lobe or something in your brain, and that is responsible for reactionary behavior. Meditation to change your life. Mitch, appreciate it. Goldie, this Sunday I took a $1,700 L. I got $78 to my name. I can't get a job. What would you do in this position? I just put $10 on parlay. Hey man, I took $30,000, $50,000 losses, man. What I would do is I would sit down and ask myself, why did I take that loss? Because somehow it was your fault. Even if somebody stole from you, you should have seen it coming. So number one, I would sit down. Crisis, people shine in a crisis. Why? Because you get focused. Why? Because you cut out all the noise that isn't important, because you don't have time to fuck off your attention on shit that don't matter. So you should sit down. Napoleon Hill. There is a seed of an equal or greater opportunity in every negative, seemingly negative situation, right? So if you believe that, which I do, then you need to know and say, there is something that happened here that is the seed of an equal or greater opportunity. And I'm going to be glad this $1,700 loss happened, because the lesson that I'm going to learn is going to be worth far more. Now, if you believe that, then you should take the time to sit down with yourself and figure out what that is. And to say, I can't get no job because I'm a felon, means that you have a bunch of excuses. What the fuck are you talking about? You just said some shit that you heard, because felons indeed can get jobs. May not be every job that you want, but felons can get jobs, which means you haven't done enough research, and your entire life probably reflects the fact that you make snap assumptions that aren't true. It's almost a good thing that you can't get a job too, or it's hard to get a job. Why? Because you shouldn't be trying to get a job. You should be trying to start something of your own. The internet is infinite. There's no reason that if you didn't take the time, you could find something to make some money. You can do what Gary Vee always talks about. Go on Craigslist, go on Facebook right now and look at all the free listings. Take the bus, do whatever you need to do. Go get everything free on Facebook. That's free. Come home, take a picture, put it on Facebook for a fee. There's no excuses in this world. What are some things you do to teach your son to mold him into a good man? Well, I've understood this, right? You really can't teach a kid nothing. You really have to show him everything. So I just try to model proper behavior. I give him certain books that I want him to read, whether he can understand what they're saying or not. You know, I try to have him watch certain documentaries. Um, I try to, whenever I see him doing something, I try to correct it. But I understand it doesn't matter how much you do for your kids. All you can do is give them the right answers. They're going to choose whether or not they want to take them or not, you know? So I try my best to just be the right example, because kids don't really listen to what you tell them. They do what you do. They model what they see, just like everybody. Gavin, hey, Goldie, I'm 20 years old. I started implementing your advice, cutting the vices, sticking to my daily habits. What are some things you would do to add a level up? Man, get a coach. Get a coach. You can't see the picture from inside the frame. There is something that you're doing right now that is obvious to me, that is obvious to somebody else that you can't see, that would change your life overnight. Or it's something obvious to us that's holding you back in life, that somebody would tell you, hey, you need to fix this. Hey, man, you need to go get that back tooth checked out because it stinks. Your breath stinks. Everybody knows that they're not telling you, and that's why that girl ain't messing with you. Hey, man, you have a stuttering problem. You need to go get some speech therapy and fix that because that will enhance your level up. Hey, man, you dress like shit. It's not reflective of your intellect, but it throws me off, and I'm sure it's throwing everybody else off. Right? Hey, man, you're good at this, but you're doing that. And let me tell you something too. Somebody doesn't necessarily have to be farther than you to give you good advice. Like I said, you can't see the picture from inside the frame. Hey, man, a bum on the street when you walking by could say, hey, your shoes is untied. They could say, hey, man, there's some toilet paper on the back of your shoe. It's a lot of things that you just need a different perspective, because no matter how aware you feel like you are, your emotions are guiding every decision you make, whether you think it is or not. So somebody who's unemotionally involved in your situation can probably tell you what to do better than what you can, because you're emotionally invested, and that's clouding your judgment on what to do next. Get a coach, man. It'll change your life. But get an unapologetic coach. Don't get a coach who's going to tell you what you want to hear, who's not going to hurt your feelings. You want somebody to look at you and make you cry. That's the person that's going to help you level yourself up the most. Somebody who's going to tell you all the hard truths about yourself that you don't want to hear. That is where you're going to grow the most. CJ, man, appreciate you. Shout out Boss Hog, our fraternity, and all the players on here. Can you drop a gem on how shopping helped you build your game? And when did you realize that it mattered more than people think it do? Yeah, you know, shopping matters because image matters. I was just I just got the book 48 Laws of Power for my son. Yeah, don't judge me. Yes, he's 12. I walk him through it though. And the last lesson that he just did a video on was, I can't think of what it is, but it's about appearance. Appearance is everything. We make snap judgments in point something second. We don't even register the judgments that we make of people because of what they wear, their clothes, their jewelry, how their hair is done, how their beard is shaped, all of these things in a moment. So it would behoove you to not have an appearance that reflects what you want people to see from you. Now, I'm not necessarily saying you have to buy a bunch of designer, but you should definitely dress in the fashion to where if nobody could speak to you, they would think highly of you. I mean, it's really that simple. It's nothing that's no secret, but I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand the emphasis on how much your appearance matters, how much everything is based on looks, So shopping matters, man. Shopping matters. And if you don't think so, just think about how you feel when you put a suit on. Just think about how you speak to somebody walking down the street when they have a suit. You might mistake somebody in a store who's wearing a really nice suit for the manager. And if you think they're the manager, I bet you talk to them a little different. You think they're the boss, right? So what if you gave everybody the perception that you're the boss of wherever you are? They're going to talk to you different. They're going to cater to you different. It's like having a nice car. You come to the store and you pull up in a regular car, they're going to treat you regular. You come in a Rolls Royce, man, it's a completely different look. Why would you not give yourself that edge everywhere that you go? And let's take it a bit deeper. Your frequency is what you frequently see. The world isn't as it is, the world is as you are. When you're riding Rolls Royce, when you're wearing a suit, when you're wearing designer down, when you're wearing 100,000 in jewelry, how do you feel? You vibing high. How can the bitch not talk to me? How could they not? You got a pep in your step. And guess what? Because your frequency is up there, your frequency is what you frequently see. Now you see opportunities. Now you see how it will work. Now you're going to go into every interaction with the level of energy that people that's going to be magnetic. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just do it or don't do it. Do it or don't do it. I used to spend my last on jewelry. Why? Because how it made me feel. It made me feel so good. I say, I don't give a fuck. I'll be at the bus stop and knock me a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. I'm getting a little out of character right now. And guess what? Every time I spend my last on some jewelry or something, it seems like the next day I'd have a big come up. Why? Because my frequency was higher. Now, if you're so enlightened, you could just force your frequency to be high just for no reason. Good for you. Good for you. But most people, they're not like that. That's why I dress the best, have the best jewelry. That's why I live in places where I have an immaculate view, because I need to put myself in a space so my environment makes me raise my frequency. When I feel good, I act good. When I act good, I produce good results. So shopping is just another element to make you feel good, because when you feel good, you're going to go out there and you're going to act good. You're going to attract good. And people are going to have the perception that you are how you dress. Hey, man, if you want the mentorship, DM me right now on Instagram. Say 90 days. Dallas Perry, I just got out 2 months ago and I'm investing in myself, making progress and the right moves. I'm trusting the process, but at times I feel impatient and stagnant, like I'm not moving fast enough. What's your thoughts on that, man? I'm going to give you some game right now just because you $1 million worth of game. Listen, all the things that I'm telling y'all about, hundreds of thousands of dollars on mentors, billionaires, 100 millionaires, people you will never meet. $30,000 for a weekend here. So the information I'm giving you, you should be thankful for, because you would have never got this otherwise, right? So Dallas Perry, you're saying you're not moving fast enough because you're not doing enough work. You're not doing enough work. And you'll probably look at somebody that's been doing it for 5-10 years and forget you've been doing it for 2 months. You're looking at people who have been doing something 10 years, feeling like you should be there and you've been doing it for 2 months. That's number one. And two, you're not working hard enough. I know you're not. You know why I know you're not? Because you're not around high-level individuals. You don't know high-performing people. So most of you don't even know the level of work that it takes to be a high-level, high-performer, multimillionaire, billionaire. You're not doing enough work. You get around enough high-level individuals, you realize how little work most people do in a day. Are you doing 2,000 cold calls? Whatever you're doing, you should be doing it times 10. And then you're going to be doing it half as much as the people on the highest level. Trust me, you're just not around them. So the easiest way to level up, and I'm telling you, you can't prove me wrong. You have to 100x your actions. That's it. It's that simple. You want to be successful, 100x your actions. There's nobody on here. If you said, okay, I'm doing one podcast a day. I'm making 5 cold calls a day. I'm doing research 30 minutes a day, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, do it times 10 over a long period of time for 365 days. There's no way that you can't be successful. It's that simple. Now, if you think I'm wrong, let's talk about it. That's why everybody needs a coach, because I would just tell you that. Matter of fact, we would have built your daily blueprint to have you doing 10x every single day. You would make more progress in 60 days in my program than you would in a year in your life, because I would hold you to 10x actions every single day and make you document it. And you would see really fast how successful you are. That's why I tell dudes all the time. Do you know how easy it is to catch women? You're just not doing enough. You're talking to 3, 4 girls today, not even every day. Maybe the next 2 days you talk to another 3, 4 girls. Maybe one day you do 10. Then you don't do it again for a couple of days. 10 extra actions. Talk to 100 women a day. Don't care who you are. Every week you're going to have you a broad who loves your dirty draws. But you're never going to do that. You're going to do like most people. You'll talk to 100 women in 3 months. And it's so discouraging, you'll never do it again. It's so discouraging when you catch one broad, you're going to fuck it up because it was so hard to get her. You're bending principles and acting a certain way because you got her and you want to keep her. Just do enough actions. Do more work, man. You're not doing enough, man. You're not doing enough. If you want the Johnny Cash podcast, man, you got to pay for it. It's too much game. Yeah, get them likes up, man. Somebody said, bought your product a few months ago, changed my mindset, been in the gym, been reading every day, broke up with my girl after giving her 90 days to grow with me, but I realized it was too comfortable, man. Hey, fire that broad, man. Fire. Hey, man, I got no shame in my game. Fire that broad, man. She holding you back. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking to. Most of y'all on here, she holding you back. What's my stance on married women, man? I mean, I'm judging a woman based on her character, and strike one, you married and you still talking to me. So, plus most married women, man, let me tell you what. Most married women that talk to other people, it's just too much drama, man. It's too much drama. Because a lot of times they just looking for validation. They man cheated on them, so now they want to cheat back, or they just, I wouldn't deal with it. I wouldn't deal with it. It's too many women who ain't married. Shrinks your amygdala. There you go. Meditation shrinks your amygdala, the reptilian part of the brain, right? When the love or the hate mean the same thing, man. When the love and the hate mean the same thing, man, you internally validate it. He said, I'm a compounder. I have 3 felonies. All right, man. Hey, man, then don't get a job. Create one. Bro, how you feel about married women choosing? What do you want from the woman, man? She married. The only thing you can do is get into a whole bunch of trouble, man. They'll kill you about their wife, man. These niggas will kill you about their broad. They'll kill you about their wife, man. So be careful, right? Hey, you want to get with me? All right, well, you're gonna have to let that situation go. You know what I'm saying? Ain't too much a married broad can do for me, man. Be careful is all I'm saying. Do you really want a woman who's married to deal with you? If she will cross her vows she made in front of God, to the man she married, what you think she gonna do to you when the time comes, man? Yeah, truck drivers. How can I get into your 90-day inner circle? You got to DM me on Instagram 90 days immediately. Breaking up with your girl is hard. Yeah, man, breaking up with your girl is hard. You know why? Because it's like you feel bad. And that's why you need to break up with her. You feel bad because you know she needs you. And that's why you need to not be with her. Because a needy motherfucker is taking your time and your energy and they draining it. See, the worst part about most of y'all girlfriends is this. And I've been there. That's why I can speak on it. The worst part of most of y'all girlfriends or baby mamas is they're not bad enough. Be thankful to your baby mama who's just insane. Be thankful to that broad who keyed your car. Be thankful to that broad who gives you such a problem and talks to you crazy. Why? Because you have a reason to leave. It's the women who are just not bad enough that will have you living a quiet life of desperation until you die. So I thank all the crazy women in my life because if they were just not bad enough, I would have stuck it out like most of you dudes do and live a regular life with your regular chick and your regular kids, be a regular dude, and one day wake up and die and try to act like, oh, I wanted to be a family man. Family means more than the money because you got to cope with the fact that you didn't do what you were supposed to do because you could have lived any life you wanted to live. And you chose that because of that regular ass broad. I haven't mastered how to work at a high level while still looking fly. I don't want to look like I'm going mad hard. Man, you know what, man? Listen, I used to be a super cool, smooth player, man. I used to be a super cool, smooth player until one day I had a mentor and he told me, you're never going to be successful because you want to be too cool. And you can never be cool moving faster than everybody else. And the only way to be successful is to move faster than everybody else. So I'll leave you with that. Hey, man, you want to be cool, you want to be rich. Choose one. You ain't going to have both. Choose one. You ain't going to have both because to be cool is to care what everybody else is thinking. To be cool is to conform to what looks good over what's actually good. You can have success. I'm not saying you can't, but you will never be the most successful. You got to be a fucking maniac to be super successful. You have to do all the things that people will say are erratic and crazy to be successful. And erratic and crazy and cool and fly are antithesis. I used to be the smoothest, coolest player out there. You know, so choose one, man. I'm gonna give you some game. Maybe that game will change your life, man. But to me, it's cooler to be super successful. But you ain't gonna be the smoothest player out there and break barriers and do the things that most people won't do and look crazy and take the chances because you're always gonna be inside of a cool box, right? You're always gonna be inside of the box of what's cool and what's smooth and what you know what I'm saying? Don't let that go over your head, man. I had a mentor, he told me, he said, man, cool dudes are never the most successful. Why? Because you're too busy trying to be too cool. Yeah, man, ain't nothing wrong with getting a job, man. Sometimes a job is what you need to sustain. A lot of people should just get a job because that's what with a job you get to turn your brain off, right? In certain people's past, you get a job. All you got to do is do some minimum wage tasks for 5, 6 hours a day. Gives you enough money to survive, feed yourself, pay your bills. Then you can turn your brain off for the job and turn your brain on to your personal development. Turn your brain on to being curious about what businesses you do want to start. You understand? So I don't knock working. If you have to, I'm not going to fucking do it. But if you're in a certain stage, sometimes, hey man, you need to be able to sustain yourself while you're working on your personal development, while you're working on your mind, when you're working on your consistency, your discipline, your habits, your body, when you're getting your mind right. Sometimes you just need something that's going to sustain you while you can focus on building you. How do you know which bras are worthy of being brought up? Most of them aren't. Very few are. When you find one that is, you'll know. Because most of them aren't. Let's put it like this, right? The only bra worth being brought up is the one on the trajectory of coming up. If she's not already on the trajectory where you look at her success and be like, oh, she's finna make it. She just needs this tweak, and this tweak. She got the right mindset, the right habits. She just needs a little bit of awareness. That's the one. And you ain't found nothing like that. So what is it? Most of them, they not. Goldie, how can I be okay with the process taking longer than usual? I like this. How can I be okay with the process taking longer than usual? Be okay with the mundane. I used to write on a piece of paper, be okay with the mundane. And I would put it in my bathroom. I would put it over my mirror. In times when I went broke and I was trying to figure my life out, I understood the process is plant, water, sunlight, cultivate over a long period of time. And if you don't understand that, you will move on from that crop before it sprouts. So you have to be okay with the mundane, be okay with doing the same thing over and over and over for a long period of time with seeing no results, because that's the way of the universe. Nature will tell you how the universe works. Just look at nature. You plant the seed. It takes a long time of you doing the repetitive action before you get to see something sprout. Why? Because what's going on is happening beneath the surface. So when you're doing the work, the cold calls, when you're doing whatever you're doing the content, you have to understand laws of the universe. It's going to take a long time of me doing these repetitive actions. It doesn't mean it's not working. It just hasn't broke through to the surface, to reality yet. And if you don't understand that, you're going to fail in life. It's a well. If you've ever pumped a well, you got to pump and 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 pump for a long period of time for it to come out the ground. And if any time that you're pumping, you stop, that water, when it starts going up, it's going to go all the way back down. You got to start all over. You just have to understand these concepts. Be okay with the mundane. Hey, man, just even working out. How long does it take to work out over and over and over and eat right over and over and over before you actually start to see some results? So it's like this: understand it or don't. But if you don't, you're fucked. Then I would say this too: you're probably not working hard enough either. How should I go about my older broad asking for some money? Oh, I love this question. How do I go about asking my older broad for some money? This is how. You open your mouth and you say, can I have some money? Hey, man, the reason you ain't going to get it is because you scared that she going to say no about it. Man, I'm not making it a big deal. It's going to be a big deal if she don't give it to me. I'm not making it a big deal asking for some money. It's going to be a big deal if she don't give it to me. Now, yeah, you could dress it up. You could dress it up. You can. I'm not going to do it, though. She better give me what I asked for, because I'm going to start questioning what's going on around here. This my broad? You fucking with me? I'm your man. I'm giving you my time, my energy. If I need some money, my woman should be the first to jump at the opportunity to do it for me if she got it. And if she don't, I'm going to start looking at her crazy. Now, it'd be different if you ask me, how do I ask just some lady, some new girl I just met for some money? It might have been a different answer. And I still would have said, even if you dress it up, nigga, just ask for it. The most she could do is say no. Most dudes don't get no money from women because they ain't never asked for it. Man, I'm gonna ask for it. Hey, I need this. Hey, I need it. All she can do is say no. And when she say no, I'm gonna start reevaluating why I'm fucking with her. My wife is always tripping about my girlfriend. She's cool for 3, 4 weeks, then she trips a day or two, then again for a month or so. I have 3 kids with her, so it's hard to leave. Hey man, that wasn't no question. You just said some shit. Madro 88. Appreciate you. What should I do if I'm in a situation where I want to do my own thing, but the mother of my 2 kids had a stroke and hasn't walked in 2 years, and I'm trying to help her get back on her feet with no help from her family? Damn. 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 I would ask you this, right? Hey, man, and everybody in the chat right now, that's why you should be thankful. I don't care what situation you're in. I don't care if you're dead broke, homeless. If you have your health intact, you are a blessed individual because it's only up from there. There's no excuse if you're able-bodied. Somebody just said, hey, baby mama had a stroke, man. Now that's a problem that you can't fix. I mean, man, it's hard to say what to do because I don't know the situation that you were in with your kid's mother before she had her stroke, because that would matter to me too. All right. Like, how was the relationship before before she had a stroke? Were y'all together before she had a stroke, or were you not together before she had a stroke? Are you asking me, hey, man, we were together. She had a stroke. It's a burden. Should I leave? Or are you saying we weren't together? She had a stroke and I'm helping out. Right? So I would give you a different answer for each of those. But she gave me $30. So let me really think about this, right? I would say this, right? There's no excuse. There's no excuse. The harder it is, the greater the story when you overcome, right? If you can find one person in this world who's gone through more than what you're going through and made a success of themselves, then you can too. It's just not going to be easy. And there's plenty of people out there who done gone through way worse things and had way more stress and way more things going on and still became a success. And guess what? The harder the challenge, the greater the muscle, the greater the character. So if you can figure out how to balance and deal with what you're dealing with and still find the time to do the things that you need to do to grow, which is possible, hey man, then it'll be a great story for you. I don't know, man. You got to book a one-on-one call with me, man. We can really dig into it. Gavin A, how do you properly play a broader way without making it too obvious? And do you have any products coming out? Oh, man. Hey, man, let me tell you what, man. Swallow your motherfucking ego. Swallow your motherfucking ego, man. Hey, because it's important. You don't play these hoes away from you, nigga. You going to the penitentiary. You going to the penitentiary, or niggas gonna be out here looking for you or something, because we know how devious these women could play. It don't matter if you did nothing, didn't do nothing, man. A woman scorn can fuck your life up or put you in very uncomfortable situations. It's better to just not think about all these dudes on the news. They coming out saying they was, women are coming out saying you did something to me. This happened, this happened. You can say, man, I ain't did nothing. But do you even want to have to go through that with some of these women? So I say that to say, man, you better learn how to play a broad away from you. You got to tuck your ego and tuck your pride. Act like you went broke. Act like, shit, have somebody, if it was really this deep, you know what I do? I would probably hire a VA to create a profile of a very attractive man to talk to my woman. You know how women do. They get to having somebody on the side. They get to talking to you crazy. They get to letting, you know what I'm saying? So I would do something like that. And if I did, let's just say I didn't take it that far. Act broke. Just act like shit is going bad every day. Act like something happened to your car. Just all the worst things that could happen to you. Broad ain't that righteous, man. These broads ain't righteous. I guarantee you, she's not going to deal with you after that. Now, I ain't got no products coming out. Shit, I should come up with a guide how to play abroad away from you, though. Somebody said, what's the difference between one-on-one coaching and game calls? What do you think, man? Game calls or group calls with everybody. One-on-one coaching is just me and you. Jeremy did it. Is working 2 jobs bad? I'm trying to stack fast. Nah, hey, if that's the fastest way you know how to stack, then get it how you live. Jaron Ephraim. Good looking on the $20, man. You got a question? Celebrate this, sir. So you hit the nail on the head with breaking up hers because she's too needy, but I'm clipping her wings. Somebody said, I forgot how he said it, but a P basically told me to break abroad, you got to know how to beg. I would say he's absolutely incorrect. Absolutely incorrect. Don't nobody want to give somebody some money who's begging for it. And how much money do you get when you beg? And you getting the least. Hey, man, a man on the corner, when he begging for some money, he get the least. Right? He get the least. He not getting the most because he begging for it. When you commanding it, man, you getting a different level of money and you getting it on your time. Man, you putting yourself in a very precarious situation begging for money. That's not the position you want to be in. Would you rather turn a chick out or a chick already in the game? I'm not going to answer that question. I mean, it looks to me like ain't no questions. So if we ain't got no questions, I'm gonna jump off. Do you care about body count? I would say this, right? It doesn't matter because you'll never know and she'll never tell you. If you believe the body count she told you, I got a bridge in New York to sell you. You know what I'm saying? And I give you a real good deal on it too. But you got to act fast, right? So you're caring about something you can never know. So if you can never know, it's irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like you said, it's an impossible metric to track. You know what you can track though? How she acts. What her character's like in different situations. How generous or selfish she is. You know, how she treats people that have done her wrong. What she says about people that she doesn't like. How she treats people who could do nothing for her. How she treats you. The worst thing that you've seen her do to somebody or she's told you about. Right? You can track these things and thus get to the same result you would theoretically get to if she had a lower body count. Because by saying she has a lower body count, what you're assuming is because she doesn't have a bunch of experiences, she's not always comparing you to other experiences and feeling like it's something better out there. right? Which I would disagree with anyway. But whatever characteristics you think a woman who has a low body count should have, just look for those characteristics. Don't overthink it. Y'all listen to too much stuff. I don't know. Everybody's saying the same stuff now. When did this topic even start? Who would know what a woman's body count is except her? I've never read The Superior Man. I heard it's a good book though. Never read it. I don't like to read stuff that everybody reads. I actually go away from everything that everybody reads. Why? Because most people are regular. I'm gonna read a bunch of shit that a bunch of regular people are reading. If everybody read it, all right, I'm cool. I like to be different. That's why I think different. That's why I talk different. Because I ain't reading the same things everybody else is reading. That's why everybody sound the same. They regurgitating the same shit. Might be a good book though. My partner and I practice ethical non-monogamy, but she repeatedly lied about being with another man, only admitting more when I confronted. Now she wants to move on. Is this a red flag? So if I'm not mistaken, you are in an open relationship with your woman where she's able to be with other men as long as she tells you. And then she lied about it and didn't tell you. Is this a red flag? You're a red flag for even allowing a woman to be with you and then be with other people. The type of mind of a woman who would even accept me telling her that it's okay for her to be with other men is not a woman that I want. There's no woman that I have or that I want that is even going to, at least on the surface, let me know that she wants to do that and be with me. There's no woman that I have that I'll be like, hey, listen, this thing between us is cool. But you know what? I'm gonna allow you to be with other men and you can still be with me. Not one woman of mine would even take that up. They'd be like, nah, I don't want to be with nobody but you. Whether that's some drag or for real, she better have some motherfucking drag and at least try to make it be perceived like that. For a woman to be like, hell yeah, I'm with that. That's a red flag in itself. Any woman that's even wanting to go for that. Hey man, listen, Mr. Chandler, I don't know. Did you have a super chat? I keep hear you keep saying something about you have 9,000 and you're a trucker. What should you do? Hey man, well, if you got 9,000, you can at least put 50 down and ask the question and get a real answer from me. How hard are you on your women to perform? I remember you said you're not a fan of a girl crying too much, etc. When you know between 7,000 and supportive versus telling her not to waste time crying. Man, it all depends. What we doing? What we doing? And what type of bitch you want to be to me? I'm not allowing you to do a bunch of crying and shit like that, man, because I don't accept it. I don't accept it, man. You train your woman how to be, man. If you let her cry and whine and complain and things of that nature, guess what? She believes it's okay to do. It's not okay to do, so don't do it. I hold you to a higher standard. I hold you to the standard of a grown woman. You know, be an adult. I got a son. I got a child. I don't want a woman to be a child. I want a woman to be a capable partner. And you can't be a capable partner if you're sitting here whining and complaining and crying about a bunch of stuff. That's loser. That's a loser in life. Sensitivity equals poverty. Hey, baby, I'm still trying to get it. So if you're gonna come over here with that, I'm gonna have to dismiss you because I don't accept it. And you can get with it or get lost. She can get with it or get lost. This train gonna keep moving. I only fuck with boss bitches, man. I can't stand me a crybaby, weak ass, will cry all the motherfucking time, sensitive ass broad. You can get the fuck on to the next nigga who gonna go for that. I'm not. I value my time. I value my energy. I value my energy. I'm not wasting my time on it. I don't got time to waste because I'm on the trajectory to success. Go get you one of them $5 niggas who got the time because they not headed to success. They got all the time in the world to come console you about some shit that you should have got over in 2 minutes. I'm not doing it. And matter of fact, bitch, I feel disrespected. You even brought it to me. How dare you? How little do you think of me that you brought me that little shit? Don't do it. Man, you're only as strong as your weakest link, man. Come on, man. Weakness equals poverty. Anybody who's overly sensitive, anybody who's overly weak, they're never going to be successful. Now, if you just got a broad that you fly out and just fuck on, you know, she ain't doing nothing with you. You don't expect her to raise your kids one day. You don't expect her to be out moving around and need to be strong enough to deal with certain things for you. I still wouldn't say okay then because, bitch, you're here for one reason. And that ain't to be crying. It's to at least have a good time with me. And how could I do that if you sit up here crying? I don't know. I just don't get it. Plus, I know the game that these bras be playing. They gonna do what you allow them to do. Hey man, my blueprint is $39. GoldieRatio.com. My girl lied about a name she had tattooed on her chest. She told me it was a dead sister, turned out to be an ex-girlfriend. Hey man, shit. Women do that all the time. I see someone on and be like, oh, who's that? Oh, my son. Yeah, all right. Should you leave because she lied to you? Does it matter? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a dude, right? He get with a woman, he lie. Why? He didn't think he was gonna be with this woman. Oh, but he end up, instead of just laying down with her, it end up turning into something. He like, damn, I lied about this, that, and third, because I thought it was just gonna be a fling. Do he go up to her one day and be like, hey, I lied about this, I lied about this, I lied about this? No, he just wait until it come out. But should you break up with her? Probably, and not for that reason. But I'm sure it's many other reasons you should break up with her. Hey man, these bras ain't that important, man. Hey, I want somebody to tell me on here who got a broad in here who make their life better. It's gonna be hard pressed to find what dude on here who can say, man, my woman being in my life changed my life for the better. And if she wasn't here, I don't know what I'd do. Right. So if that ain't the situation, then yeah, you should probably break up with her. Rendon 815, appreciate it. Hey, gang, about Goldie. Once you put your broad on punishment by turning cold like the icy Himalayas, what requirements do you need to put her on? Depends what the offense was. Depends what the offense was, but that's a good question. And I'm glad you understand. The icy Himalayas, man, ain't just that's the punishment. Okay, yeah, that's the punishment. So you know what you did wrong. But once you created an offense and did an offense, I need equal or greater retribution in the positive for what you did wrong. You don't just get, oh, okay, I froze the broad out. It's been enough time. She suffered enough. Now I get to come back. No, no, no. You don't get to come around here unless you pay the toll. And I'm not speaking money necessarily, but if a woman feels like all she can do something wrong, you freeze her out. Nah, baby. Depending on how big the offense, depending on how big what she got to do to get back in, man. Hey, however great the offense, it has to be that great in the positive, what she does for me to make up for it. Macros versus steroids, who wins, man? That's not even a real question because even if you take steroids, you still have to have macros. Even if you took all the steroids in the world, if you eat like shit, it's not going to make a difference. But I will tell you this, it ain't never been that serious. It ain't never been that serious. Nobody looks at a bodybuilder and says, oh my God, he looks so good. No woman looks at a bodybuilder and says, oh my God, he looks so good. So to take steroids to possibly shorten your life, make you sterile, shrink your balls, make you go bald, possibly give you acne on your back, and a whole host of things that you have to monitor. What is the upside? To look like a bodybuilder? It's just not worth it. I work on the AC at restaurants. Some of these waitresses look at me in my eyes and act friendly. Should I tell them I'm interested and see if they want my number instead of accusing or not asking? Yes, you should. Sometimes just walk up to a woman and say, hey, can I see your phone? Be like, why? So I can put my number in there. I seen you looking at me all night. I like you too. She either gonna be like, haha, yeah, take it, or she gonna be like, no. Then just move on to the next one. Don't overthink it, man. Don't make these bras that important. These are regular people working a fucking waitress job. How dare you elevate these women to the point where you're asking me a question about asking for their number? Are they really that important? They're waitresses at a restaurant. They should be asking for your number. Trey in the cut. You keep asking this question. If you go to my website, you will see exactly what my blueprint is about. What are your thoughts on TRT? For most dudes, I would say you shouldn't take TRT. And I'm no doctor, disclaimer. This is what I feel about TRT. The clinic selling TRT just want to sell you something. Whether you really need it, whether you don't need it, they're going to tell you to take it because that's how they get paid. If you have low testosterone for your age, there is a reason for it. Get your diet right. Stop drinking. Stop doing certain drugs. Start taking certain vitamins. It's something that I take called a Baron, boron. It will increase your testosterone, your free testosterone naturally. So what I would say is this: instead of going to these clinics who don't give a fuck about you, go somewhere and find a doctor who cares and try to do all the things to naturally stop doing the things that have been lowering your testosterone first. Then, if your testosterone is still low, not just low, but you have symptoms of it being low. Because a lot of times I had a doctor tell me, he was like, no, I would never put you on TRT. After a bunch of other people told me I should. He said, it doesn't make sense at your age. You'll have to be on it the rest of your life. He said, there's things, if you feel like you're having the symptoms of low T are the symptoms of a multitude of other things. So they'll blame it on that, but it's because you're eating bad. It's because of this. It's because of that. And that's the reason your testosterone might be low. So what I would say is get your health right, eat right, exercise regularly, take the right multivitamins first. Then see if your testosterone is still low. You know what I'm saying? No, I haven't seen the minorities content. They do gang content and they from SAC. No, I haven't. Is it good? DC young OG married undercover feminist at 24 was right thing to do. Now 23 divorced, 32 divorced and rebuilding gym every single day and working 15 to 18 hours daily to get back. I'll earn spot next to you. Appreciate you, GGG. So you are a married, or you married an undercover feminist at 24. Thought it was the right thing to do. 32 divorce, rebuild. Hey man, you're young. You're young, 32. You're young. You got some wisdom. You've lived a little bit of life. So you good. Stay in that gym. She got a lot of red flags, but likes you a lot and seems to willing to change, plus listen to you. Should you spend time and invest the effort in molding her or leave the broad completely alone? Depends what you got going on in your life, man. Do you have the time to do that? And the time that it takes to do that, what could you have invested that time and energy into? See, these questions go away when you find a purpose for yourself. When you find a purpose for yourself, your motto becomes this: I'm not worried about the broad. She better catch up and keep up. The broad better mold herself to what she knows I like, because I don't got the time to mold her. I'm going this way, and I'm going this way at a very voracious pace. So she better catch up, keep up, and do the things that I like for her to do, or she ain't going to be here. Even the act of molding a woman shows her you're not the man that she should be with. Because what type of man takes his valuable time and energy to reach down and mold a woman? So man ain't really on that level yet. I don't want to confuse her. My time is too valuable. Fix it or don't be here. I'm not going to tell you twice. You better just guess what I like. Guess how you should be. Guess how you could change based on what you see me doing. See, what you don't really understand is, man, the broad don't really value you like that, man. You don't got to tell a broad what to do when you really him, when she really likes you like that. She sees me in the gym. She sees, man, a broad will conform to everything that you're doing without you having to ask. She'll start listening to the music that you like before you tell her what you like, what she's heard in your stories. She'll start going to the gym because she sees you go to the gym. If you vegan, she'll start trying to act vegan just to be next to you if she likes you a lot. So if the broad ain't already trying to conform to who you are, she don't like you enough anyway. And then you got to ask yourself, man, what level of life are you on where the molding a bitch, taking your time, which is what time is your life, taking and spending your life trying to mold a woman? What are you doing wrong in life that's worth your motherfucking life? It ain't worth my life. Bitch better catch up and keep up. Put that time and energy into yourself, man. I was just doing a coaching call the other day, man. I was just telling them, man, you know, the years that I wasted thinking I was doing something, building these broads, man, who would I be? Who would I have been sooner if I took all the time and energy trying to build these broads and put it into myself and build myself? Who the fuck could I have been? I ain't doing it no more. Fuck you, bitch. Better meet me at this level. I ain't doing it again. Yeah, I got bras around. Okay, yeah. I built you up and things of that nature. Yeah, you got lucky. You was the last one. Next bitch come around this motherfucker, she better already have it together. It's not worth it. Does you really think how silly it is? I'm going to build somebody up and take my time and my energy to build somebody up that could leave. It's like putting your time in. It's almost as foolish as working a 9 to 5. I'm going to work so hard for this company and they could fire me at any time. Company could go under at any time. You know, but all this time and energy into a human being outside yourself that could end up leaving one day. You don't get none of that time and energy back. But you could take that same time and energy and just pour it back into yourself. You're never going to run off on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're always going to be here. So that investment always stays. So why would you not just pour into yourself? It's because of this. We're not who we think we are. And it's because of this, right? Y'all better put some motherfucking money in this chat or I'm jumping off. Men catch women who are many levels beneath them. It's just how it is, because women have this ego thing. Women only deal with men on a higher level than them. It's just what it is. Women don't deal with men on an equal playing field. Since children, they was teenagers in high school dealing with 20-year-olds who had cars and shit. So therefore, you're on a certain level. But to catch a woman on your certain level, it's very seldom going to happen. So to catch a woman on the level you're at now, you have to be 4 or 5 levels ahead. You see what I'm saying? You see, this is where the dilemma comes in. So I would say you're trying to reach down and build this broad. Just level up a couple levels, and then you'll get a woman on that level. Or you can just be real choosy and say, it may be hard to find, but fuck it, I'm not dealing with no bitch any less than my level. You could do it. You could do it. I don't know where did this become like such a thing to do? Why is it normal to be saying if I build this broad, man, fuck that broad, man. No, no, no. I don't want to build the broad. You know why? Because I like her beneath me. I want her to know how she's beneath me. Because guess what? You know what happens? You get to trying to build a bitch that's beneath you, and she gets to talking to you like y'all equals. I don't like it. So you know what? Hey, okay, I'm gonna fuck with a broad that's beneath me. She gonna stay just like that. No, no, no. You're gonna stay just like that. Because I don't want you ever, because when I get to building you and teaching you and molding you, then you want to get talking to me crazy. No, no. I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna meet you here. And you don't ever forget that that's the dynamic of this relationship. That's what they like to do. You get to teaching them this and teaching them that. Now that one day they want to get up, act like y'all at eye level. Bitch, I taught you everything you know. Man, you know how many times I had to stop abroad and say, hey, check this out. I taught you everything you know, not everything I know. Don't make me have to show you that. What are the herbs and supplements you take besides boron? I take a lot, man, but I ain't gonna tell it to you because you're gonna be taking shit that you shouldn't take, right? Go get your blood test drawn, right? And then they'll tell you where you're deficient and what you should actually take. Now, if you want that, I'll give it to you. DM me. You know something that everybody should take, at least my research says, everyone should take some magnesium. Everyone should take some fish oil supplements if you're not eating seafood, right? Because the brain needs omegas to function properly. So you can never go wrong with that because you're probably not getting enough omegas in your food and magnesium. But make sure you take the right type. It's a bunch of different types of magnesium. Man, listen, if it's about some money, guess what? It's like a job, man. Hey, man, I'm gonna be going for some shit because I'm getting paid from it. All right, you say, would you be a little bit more lenient molding women in the early stages of growing an OnlyFans agency if these girls are girls you're dating? I don't mean allowing you to just, hey, man, if it's money involved, well, okay then, because I'm getting compensated. Hey, man, back in the game, you know what they say, man, I get paid to put up with bullshit. And that's why I can't understand you dudes to this day. I got paid to put up with bullshit, and it was a lot less bullshit than y'all put up with. And y'all put up with more than that for nothing, for free. Never, could never do it. Could never fucking do it. But so if the broad is bringing in some dollars, man, you know, well, you just have to decide what, you know, you're doing it for. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you got to think, okay, well, shit, you go to a job that you don't like, right? For less than that. And you would put up with a whole bunch of shit. So if the broad is on OnlyFans and it's kind of like your income, well, shit, I treat that shit like a job. Put a smile on my face and check that bread and stack up on that hoe, man. Would you raise another man's son? I've never been in a position where I needed to, so it's never been a thought of mine. You know, I had a stepfather though, so I appreciate what he did. So I couldn't say I wouldn't. The situation would have to be right. The woman would have to be right. It's not something I'm searching for. But because I have a son, let's say I met a woman and she had a son the same age as mine. Maybe if they were good friends or something like that. You know, I don't make hard rules on myself because you never know the situation. Shit, if motherfucking Oprah came around this motherfucker and had some kids and she was like, well, can you help raise my son? I'd be like, you with my motherfucking cape on. I'd be out there like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on the situation. Shit. Hey, man, yeah. Get paid to put up with bullshit. Everybody getting paid to put up with some bullshit. You going to a job you don't want. Why? Because you're getting paid to put up with that bullshit. You're getting paid to put up with your boss, right? So if you're getting paid, you just gotta ask yourself, hey, make sure it makes sense. That's good game, Goldie. Appreciate it, Jerry. What part did you think was some good game? Last question then. If you doing it for money, your OnlyFans agency, what's the limit you won't allow outside of blatant disrespect? Since I'm very cutthroat at cutting the girls off. That's where you draw the line. I mean, it's a hard question, man. It's like this. You can't allow for disrespect because once the disrespect is seen, then you lose respect from others. So just on that note alone, to keep company morale, you can't allow disrespect. But if I had a big earner, right, and my money was funny, I would isolate her so couldn't nobody else see the dynamic between us. And I'd put a smile on my face until I got to the certain number that I wanted. I've done it before in the game, man. You know, bro, I did some foul. My money is kind of funny. I'm like, man, I ain't never fucking with this broad again. Hey, man, I put a smile on my face and play the happiest dude in the world for 2 weeks till I got to my number, which at that time was 10K. Got to 10K, smile on my face, dropped her off one day, said, hey, go throw this away, dipped on her, never saw her again. So if the broad is disrespectful, hey, man, just put a number in your head. Because disrespect is never going to work long term. It's always going to be problems. But if she's a big earner, you got to weigh how much is she really making? She $100,000 a month type of broad. Hey man, shit, I'll try to stack an M on her. If I really can't, if I really can't stand it, maybe put 500 up on her. You know, get a number in your head that once you get to that, you're gonna drop her. That's it. All right. Or you could be on some stand-up shit like, man, bitch, fuck you. I ain't going for it. Whoop de whoop de whoop. And you could do it like that too. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But I would say like this. I would only have done it like that back in the day because I know when I stand on my principles like that, she gonna come back around, right? And she gonna come back around. But fuck the bitch, man. Play nice, stack up 50 to 100K on the bitch, and then drop that disrespectful ass broad, man. If a broad, hey man, I like this question. If a broad help you get up when you down, how patient should you be while she comes up? Man, I ain't got no patience, bitch. You ain't have to do it. You ain't finna hold me to some shit. Just, hey man, if you help me come up, that don't excuse nothing. You better come in this house with respect. You better come in this house with respect. You better talk to me right. You better treat me right. You better do what I'm asking. You ain't getting no leeway. You ain't getting no slack because you helped me come up. Because at the end of the day, man, bitch ain't helping you come up just because she is to the goodness of her heart. She helping you come up for a reason, right? So she got something out of it. Motherfuckers, I hate when a motherfucker be like, oh, well, she helped me come up. And I was the best motherfucking choice at the time. I was a handsome motherfucking dude, and she liked me in the times that I was with, and that's why she did it, because she was getting something out the deal at the time. She couldn't get no better than me. That's why she helped me come up. So it's like this. You know what type of leeway she get? She get the leeway of me giving her a conversation rather than me just dropping her. Hey, check this out. I'm gonna give this, conversation rather than just leaving you because of what you did. But ain't no excuse behavior. And it would behoove you to keep acting in the manner that you acting. You understand? Because you helped me come up and now I'm up. And I'm telling you, I'm going to leave you. So it would be in your best interest to get it in check because I will leave you. And all of that shit be in vain. So do what you do after this point. Yeah, everybody want game, but you need the inner game to run these plays. Yeah, nah, that's it. That's it. Y'all putting too much on the broad, man. You putting too much on the external. That's why you need game. You need game because you got to do this magic show. You got to be the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz, y'all probably too young for that. The Wizard of Oz, he behind the curtain, pulling thing, doing this, smoking mirrors. You know what I'm saying? So you got to do all of this because you haven't done the inner work. That's why you got to stay working every day. Man, this shit don't stop. Free from the lens. How did you earn your current confidence? What is it based on? I don't fucking know, man. I do stuff every day. I've put myself in such precarious situations that I've got myself out of. I know I can do anything. I put my back against the wall in situations where most people would never. I've done things in my life most people could never do. I've withstood some of the most trying circumstances alone. So at this point, I know that I can do anything. Not saying I will do everything, but I know if push comes to shove, you put me in any situation, drop me off anywhere in the world, anything happens, I know no matter how hard it would be, I know I would stand the test of time. So therefore, I'm self-reliant. And because I'm self-reliant, I don't need anybody. And because I don't need anybody, I have confidence because I don't care what you think. I don't need you. I don't need the bitch. I don't need you. I don't need you. I'll figure it out. And because I know that about myself, I'm confident when I walk around. I don't care who I offend. I don't care if the bitch don't like me. I don't care if I make a misstep and do the wrong thing. No matter where I land, I know I have it within myself to pull myself back up. So I walk around with inner confidence because I know no matter what happens, I'm confident that I'll be able to deal with it. I'll be able to deal with the mental stress of it, the anxiety of it. No matter what it is, I'll figure it out. Now stand strong, man. Throw me in prison right now for 10 years. It'll be hard. I ain't say it ain't gonna be hard, but I can mentally do it. I'll figure it out. Take everything away from me right now. I ain't say it ain't gonna be hard. I'll figure it out. Anything happens to me, and I only hope for the best. But I know if the worst happened, I'm gonna come through on the other side of it, stronger than I went in. You know, any broad leave me, anything happen, it'll be hard, but I know on the other side of it, I'm gonna be standing, and I know that. How did you come up with the success blueprint course? I love it. Just want to know the origins. Man, I've gone through so many high level individuals, courses, masterminds, um, programs, mentorships. And I noticed everybody is not saying the same thing, but almost all of their days are structured the same. Almost all of their mindsets are the same. Almost all of the things that they talk about are the same. They have so many overlapping habits like the clean eating, the meditation, the affirmations. They have so many things overlapping habits. So it's kind of like Napoleon Hill. He did the book. He went to a whole bunch of different millionaires to see what the overlapping habits was. It's kind of like the same thing. So all of these 10, 20, 30, $50,000 masterminds and courses and mentorships that I went through, I started recognizing a pattern. Wow, all of these people are doing all of these things similarly. All of these people are doing all of these things. So then I came in, okay, this is the blueprint of success. There's no way that you can do everything on that list for a year and not be successful and not be rich. It'd be impossible. Most people aren't going to do it. But if you just do 5%, your life will get better. If you just have the cognition of understanding that this is what successful people do, your life will be better. How did you come up with success blueprint course? I love it. Okay. That was real. Profit X, appreciate you. Goldie, is it best to move out your parents' crib when you have some money or just build yourself up? I feel like I'm not growing or I could just be tripping things. Man, two different things, man. Because you got to know yourself. You can stay at your parents' house and work on yourself, but are you going to do that? You have to know yourself. Are you the person who's actually going to do that? Are you going to start and stop and kind of do it? Or do you need to get out your parents' house, put your back against the wall so it forces you to grow and level up? Got to know yourself. All right, man. Come on, let's get a topic going or something, man, or some other questions in this super chat. Otherwise, I'm jumping off. What time is it? It's 11 o'clock. Come on now. I know y'all got a question. Somebody said, why is it important to reinvent yourself? Study the laws of the universe. There is no in between. You're either growing or you're dying, right? So what does that mean? You have to reinvent yourself just to stay on the same level, because everything's changing. It's the only thing you can count on, right? In life is things changing. So if things are always changing, you have to change just to keep up. So, you want to get something different, you got to do something different, right? I just heard Kevin Hart was talking about it. He was like, man, if you're a comedian and you're doing shows, if you're not looking for the next thing, eventually those shows are going to fizzle out. Eventually those stadium tickets are not going to be the same. He said, then you transfer to movies. He said, yeah, if you're only thinking about movies, guess what? Eventually those box office tickets are not going to be coming in the same. Eventually the roles aren't going to be the same. So he was like, you always got to be doing something different. Man, you can't ride and coast anything out too long. And you need to be trying to make a transition before it forces you. Because when it forces you into transition, it's uncomfortable. So that's why you should always be reinventing yourself before, time makes you do it. You see me with the motherfucking, you know what I mean? The new threads, man. You see me with the motherfucking suits on, man. I'm doing something different. You know what I'm saying? Always. Can't keep me in no box. Just when you thought. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, how do you control the temperature in whatever room you step in? You can't. It's not your job. You control your temperature. That's what you do. Like they say, what they say? What did MJ say, man? How do you change the world, man? You got to start with the man in the mirror. If you want to change the temperature in the room, then you got to have your temperature so on lock, yours don't change even when the room is 73. You stay at a cool 85, right? And when your temperature is so set, because people are such followers, one by one, they're going to start changing their temperature to you one by one. And then eventually, the entire room is that temperature. So you don't worry about the whole room. You worry about yourself. And you be so confident in yourself, in your temperature, that other people want to say, damn, I want to turn my temperature to his. And slowly but surely, you change the room. If I'm kicking down money for my lady and she is barely doing the same, plus our conversation is dry on the phone, should I drop the broad? Hey, man, you out of bounds. You out of bounds and out of line. You out of bounds and out of line. Should nothing on me be dry if I'm footing out the bill for my broad, man? See, you niggas don't make these bras earn nothing. You don't make these bras earn nothing. You just give them shit as a matter of fact. Now, I ain't saying you can't, what'd you say? How'd you say it? I'm not saying you can't kick down money for your broad. I'm not saying you can't do that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But please motherfucking believe I'm getting something equally or greater in exchange. And if I ain't getting it, she ain't getting it. Ain't no. We doing reciprocity around this motherfucking universal law. Hey, bitch, I'm not finna violate universal law for you. Then shit is imbalanced. And if shit is imbalanced, then my life gonna get out of balance. If I'm kicking down some bread, what are you kicking up this way? Equal or greater? And if you ain't doing nothing, you ain't getting nothing. Hey, man, I ain't fucking up the laws of the universe for you. Fuck my life up for what? If the bitch is getting something from me, I don't care if it's just my time and my energy. I got to get something equal or greater back. Let me give abroad some motherfucking money, man. I bet you she doing something for me that make it worth it to me. Talking about the bitch got some dry conversation. Yeah, the fuck right. Yeah, the fuck right. And I'm still kicking down some bread. Come on, man. Come on, man. Who raised you dudes, man? Who raised you dudes, man? Who raised you dudes? I got all the power if I'm kicking down. Man, I don't even kick down bread for my bras, man. And I got all the power. If I were to be kicking down money for my bras, man, do you know how I would walk around this motherfucker, man? Come on. And she got me some dry conversation around this mother. Man, I wish she would. You know how much power you should have if you kicking down any amount of money to a broad. Y'all be giving up money and the bitch just come how she is. Oh, that's just the fee for her to show up, huh? Just her being her, she get paid. That's what you telling her. Nah, bitch, if every dollar I got, hey, man, hey, go get an accounting because we finna itemize everything. What I get for that dollar? Be worse than the IRS around here if I was kicking some shit down because I need to know what I'm getting back for this. Because I love myself that much. I love myself too much. Hey, man, what is money? Money is energy. What is money? Money's time. I gave a piece of my life for this money. Bitch, you think I'm finna give it to you for nothing? That's what I think my life is worth? I think my life is worth nothing because I work my time and my life to get it, then give it to the bitch for nothing in return. It ain't happening. I will not allow you to believe I feel that little of myself to give you some shit that I worked my life for nothing in return. Come on, man. Come on, man. Oh, get me riled up in here, man. Come on. Don't make no sense to me. Don't make no sense to me, bitch. You don't get a check just for showing up. Where they do that at? Not around here. Not at your motherfucking job. So why the fuck around here? Your presence ain't worth that much to me. Your presence ain't worth that much to me. Now, maybe her presence is worth something, but it can't be worth that much. I'm not saying a broad's presence ain't worth nothing. I ain't saying that, right? It may not be worth nothing, but it ain't worth that much. Whatever it's worth, put a motherfucking dollar amount on it and don't cross that motherfucking dollar amount. Right? Because I ain't saying it ain't worth nothing. I ain't saying it ain't worth nothing. It ain't worth nothing to me, but it may mean something to you. And if it means something to you, put a dollar amount on it. So then you know you don't cross that threshold. Hey, man, this is about how much her being around here is worth to me. You know what I'm saying? And then she don't get a dollar over that. You niggas is crazy, man. You niggas is kicking. Man, you know how I would act? Bitches wouldn't fuck with me. Do you know how I act now? Do you know how I would act if I was paying for shit, giving a bitch money? Do you know I would have, like, you damn near my slave. You're damn near my slave. If I'm out here, bitch, I'm going to put you to work for real. For real. Bitch, a dry conversation. Bitch, I'm kicking out. See, bitches is, I'm not saying all women are broke. Most people are broke. You could get somebody to work 8 hours for you right now for $100. So, bitch, you think that I'm going to give you some bread. You know how many people out here want money? And you having dry conversation for me? It's disrespectful. That bro don't like you, man. That bro don't like you. All right, I'm done. Would I date a female 10 years younger than me? I'm 34, so 24. Yeah, I actually have. Yeah. I got women that young. He said, losing on purpose is crazy. I bought the get chose with your mouth closed and game guy mentality. I can't look at women the same. Hey, man, I'm going to screenshot that, pin that, write that to me so I can put that in my review. He said, I got the get chose with your mouth closed guide in the game guy mentality program. I can't look at women the same. Because if she don't like me like Chris Brown, I don't want her. I'm changing the game. I'm changing the world with my products. That's why y'all got to hit the like button, because you know what happens. What I've been seeing happening. A lot of people are taking my ideologies, twisting a couple words, and acting like this was just some shit that niggas been talking about. Right. So I have to get so big so fast, because everything that I'm talking about is already starting to penetrate and infiltrate the world. And in a minute, they're not even gonna know it came from me. They just gonna think this is just how motherfuckers been talking. So share my shit. Yeah, go get that. Get chose with your mouth closed, God, and the game God mentality. Hey, man, what about a female that has a very promiscuous past? See, let me tell you something, right? You care so much about her past because you ain't getting nothing from her in the future. I am requiring so much from any woman that I'm with that it really doesn't even matter if she cheats on me. When I find out we're no longer together. But up until that point, while we were together, I will never say, oh, I should have never got with her. I'm going to say, man, while I was with her, she did what she needed to do. My life is better since she was here. The only reason you guys care about all of these things is because the broad ain't doing nothing for you. Your life ain't better because she's here. So everything needs to be so perfect because you ain't getting nothing. You ain't getting nothing good from the situation. When you got requirements from a woman, and the only way she could be in your life is if she's actively making your life better in some sort of way, then all that other shit don't matter. I don't give a fuck what you did. It's about what you're doing right now. Now, if your past, because you did that, affects how you act today in the future, then I ain't fucking with you anyway. As long as you're doing everything I need you to do right now to be here, and these are high requirements, then we all good. But most of you dudes have nothing that you're requiring from these women. So yeah, all that shit better matter. She better have the most squeaky clean past and be a church girl and be a virgin, because you ain't getting nothing from her. So at least you can say that. Hey, man, Brock had a whole high school team run train on her. Hey, man, when she with me every day, man, my life is good, man. She doing this for me. She doing that for me. Hey, man, I'm living high rises because of her. Hey, man, she helped me do this. She helped me do that. Hey, she's taking care of this for me. She taking care of that for me. Hey, man, if the bra wasn't here, man, shoot, I might shed a little tear because she doing a whole lot. She carrying a whole lot of weight right now, right? Hey, man, when a woman's doing that much for you, man, you can't even see her past, man, because you so focused on what she's doing for you right now. But that's a whole nother course and guide. You got an OnlyFans agency, so you making some money. You keep asking me these free ass questions. Blasphemy. Blasphemy. All right, man, we about to get up out of here. You know, I'm out here losing my voice, getting riled up. Jose, what to do if your girl chose you, but switch up once you get a child? Oh, man, you should have came to me before this, man. You should have came to me before this. I would have told you that was going to happen. Happens to the best of us. Happens to the best of us. He said, what do you do when a girl chooses you but switch up once y'all get a child and starts to become disrespectful? How do you cut her off without her going crazy, and I mean crazy, or affecting the child? You can't. You can't. It's going to be messy. She going to be crazy. She going to give you a problem. You're going to be on child support. Take your ass down to that motherfucking courthouse before she do, and it become a real problem. Hey, man, listen. We going to change the narrative around here. I say it all the time. You never know who a woman is until she has leverage on you, i.e., a child gets married to you, got some dirt on you. You never know. You be with her 10 years until she's in a position to have power over you where you can't just easily walk away. You don't know who she is. So never give a woman too much credit, and don't give a woman a baby until you've tried and tested her through many real or made up situations to where she had some power over you. Man, it is what it is, man. Go down to that courthouse immediately, right? The woman don't got more power. She just, if you don't go to the courthouse, by default, she does. Hurry up and go down to the courthouse. Either put yourself on child support or go make sure you get half custody or whatever that you want. It's gonna be a lot cheaper than if she go down there and do it. And hey, man, it is what it is, man. You gonna have to deal with it, man. Invis Invisidum sales, $10. Appreciate you. Some of the girls I'm dating and put into my OnlyFans agency, they cry a lot. I mean, listen, dude, like, let me tell you this, right? You're in a I'm gonna give you the game like I got back in the day. Hey man, you get paid to put up with bullshit, man. You get paid to put up with bullshit, man. You're in one of those situations where you chose that lifestyle. You chose a lifestyle where you're gonna manage women. And to manage women who probably aren't all there mentally because they're doing the type of work which is OnlyFans. So you're dealing with not only women, which is already a task, but you're dealing with women who have something a little off in their mind too. Hey man, but that's the job. And there's no way to circumvent the problems you're going to have dealing with women in that profession who are getting money. The only thing you can try to do is possibly mitigate it as much as possible. And then the fact that you are actually dating them only makes it worse. Because you're dating them, it's going to be even more of a problem. And you don't have the principles to have a household where you're dating multiple women. So what you have to do is cope with the fact and understand the fact that you're going to have fucking problems. And hopefully you have the temperament to deal with it, because that's going to be your life from now until you're done doing whatever you're doing. And hopefully the money is worth it. Because if it don't, it's going to drive you insane. Now, if you had some certain type of principles of how to catch women, how to have your program, how to have respect in your household, how to have rules and regulations in your household, and have the stature for where women come in with that type of respect, then maybe things could have gone different. But man, I wouldn't even waste my time, man. Try to run it up on them bras with a smile on your face, man. Get to $1 million, man, and cut out on them hoes, man. Rashad D, Seattle tapping in. Hey, man, smooth player from Seattle, man. I got a whole lot of game from, man. I ain't gonna say his name on here, but them Seattle players, man, is cold. Suit wearing dudes too. What's the most you feel someone should pay for an interview/date with a woman who looks nice and may possibly receive a mid 5-figure salary or better that you feel you can increase? I don't know. You talking in too many. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what you're saying. I like resumes. How do you separate partnership from owner with being a bodybuilder model? What? I don't understand what you're saying. All right, man. I'm about to fall asleep in here. What's going on? Y'all got some good questions. Somebody got some more super chats for me? If not, I'm going to jump off. Just purchase your millionaire blueprint. Best decision you ever made. I would say thank you, but you should be thanking me that you could even get it for that cheap. Stuff that I wish I would have knew. I've been trying to get rich so long. I will always wonder, what do these people on the highest level do every day? There you go. Now you know. I'm about to jump off, man. All right, man. Check this out. Go get my Get Chose with Your Mouth Closed guide. Go get my How to Talk to Women guide. Go get my Game Guide Mentality program, man. It'll change your life, change your thinking. Share my stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend about my stuff. We need you and the will. What are questions that you frequently ask mentors at first for yourself? It all depends on the person because every mentor has a different expertise. I like to ask them things that aren't obvious because it's the questions that aren't obvious that are the best answers. You gotta the best thing that you can ask a mentor, to be very honest, is tell them, listen, critique me. You got to say, listen, I got thick skin. I want you to be as mean as possible because I want to grow. Look at me and tell me all the areas that are obvious to you that I need to fix. All right. That'll probably be the best way to level up. Oh, yeah. Get my Forget Your Ex guide. Forget your ex in 7 days, guaranteed. Get your body right. Get on my fitness program, my private app. Dial your workouts in, dial your macros. Change your life. GoldieRatio.com. Instagram is where I'm most active. DM me. Get in the 90-day mentorship. It'll change your life, man. I got so many dudes right now whose lives we changing. Just putting me in your inner circle, being able to text and talk to me, being able to get the ideas from my level, man. You're asking all the wrong people for advice. You're asking a bunch of regular people for advice, and that's why you're getting regular ass answers. You need to ask somebody on another level who has a different level of thinking for advice. Because I'm going to tell you what you don't want to hear. I'm going to tell you to shoot for the stars. I'm going to tell you to make that move. I'm going to tell you to get rid of that broad. I'm going to tell you to get rid of that friend. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you what you need to know. You say I'm the truth, man. Appreciate it. They need to pay me like I'm the motherfucking truth, man. Hey, man, I'm spitting. Hey, one day in the not so distant future, you all will have considered it an honor to hear me speak. Y'all gonna say, damn, I can't believe back in the day we used to be able to just get him to get on and just kick his game like that. My girl keep reactivating her Instagram every time we get into it because she's a motherfucking punk, man. Let that broad go. Man, you trying to hold on to that broad, man. You know she a punk. But let me tell you what you need to do, man. You need to level up. Get your body right. Get in the best shape of your life. And get on a disciplined routine. Start working on some sort of business. Start working on something. Get yourself right, man. You're only dealing with that punk bitch because you know you can't get nothing better. Why can't you get nothing better? Because you ain't working on yourself, man. You ain't working on yourself. Now, I would say you could get better if you was going out and talking to 100 women a day, but I wouldn't even waste my time doing that. I wouldn't even waste my time trying to get another broad, even though you could if you put the work in. Put the work into yourself and level up. Then two things is going to happen. You're going to be able to catch a better broad. Or two, that punk ain't going to act like no punk. Why? Because she going to see something valuable in front of her and she ain't going to fumble a lottery ticket. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, nothing keep a broad in check. Like what? Nothing keep a broad in check. Like what? Like another broad, man. You got to be looking like you could easily catch another broad. You got to be looking like you's a motherfucking catch every time you walk outside. So the broad act right. And you ain't even got to tell it to act right. You got to be looking like you going places. Because a man looking like he going places, hey, man, a broad ain't going to fumble that. She going to ride the coattail. I don't disapprove of nothing. Do what you want to do. Can you get your macros daily traveling on the road? Yeah, you can. Yeah, man. People really underestimate getting your body right, man. But really, just think about it. All the sages throughout history, every divine prophet, talk about what? Fasting. Fasting. Why? When you deny the body, the flesh, when you deny the flesh, guess what happens? You are making the lower self subservient to your higher self. And in that state, when you can relegate your lower desires, your human desires, you are elevating your God self. Dieting and exercise is you elevating mentally to your God state, right? You're denying the flesh what it wants. And that's the first step to enlightenment. Guess what? When you do that, not only is your mind clearer because you don't have all these substances just going through it and your body trying to digest. So guess what? Now your mind is clear. When your mind's clear, what? Now you can get them downloads. Now you can get them downloads from the ether that you're always connected to. Now you could actually hear your actual thoughts. That's why not drinking, not smoking, not doing these other things, having a dopamine detox. Why? Because it clears all the noise. So you get that right. That's why, man, working out, man, it'll change your life just getting your macros. When you finally start eating clean, you burn a cleaner flame, you're clearer. Your emotions aren't out of balance because you're eating all of this shit that has your body spiking blood sugar all day long. And the sugar is messing with your hormones and your emotions and things of that nature. Kevin Samuels ain't teach me nothing. I like his messages though. That shit was funny. Kevin Samuels was entertaining. He was funny. He said things that people needed to hear in a way that nobody said it. Um, yeah, he popularized this type of genre of speaking. But as far as teach me nothing, man, ain't teach me not a motherfucking thing, man. And that's no knock to him. I liked some of the things he was talking about and some of the things he was doing. But I come from a different cloth, man. People who taught me, you seen them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, I can't even see no more. Appreciate you though. He said we appreciate everything you're doing, Goldie. Hey, man, listen, I'm doing God's work out here, man. Hey, do you know that some of the things that I'm telling you, you couldn't even pay for? You would have to know somebody who knows somebody. No matter of fact, you couldn't even know somebody who knows somebody because everybody didn't know the things that I'm talking about. You had to be an elite player on a high level of the game who had lineage of other high level individuals or mentors in the game to even get this type of information. And then somebody had to take a liking to you to even give this to you, if they ever gave it to you. And I'm out here giving this shit for free. This is almost blasphemous to the game. Hey, man, but it is what it is. I'm the first to do it. Hey, Mr. Organic, man. I love Mr. Organic energy, everything. That's my guy right there. Every time I get around him, he get me gassed up. I've never read the 48 Laws of Game by Pimp Ken, so I wouldn't know. I don't know what you mean is the real game, seeing and believing. What are your thoughts on letting things happen naturally versus making things happen when you're working on your own time? I mean, I feel like it's a delicate balance. You got to put some sort of direction in, But then some things are just gonna happen when they're supposed to happen. You know, I feel like, but if you start to say, "Oh, I'm gonna just let things happen on their own time," then you may not be doing enough work. I say, man, put the work in and know that it's gonna come if you put the work in. But you know what they say. Now you get into real deep esoteric topics about, trying without trying, and I believe that too. But you say that to too many people, they just gonna stop doing the work, and that ain't gonna help them either. How to get rich? Get my millionaire blueprint. Any thoughts on doing an interview with Andrew Tate? Shit, hell yeah, I do one with him. Tell him, come on, man. Tell him, hit me up, man. We'll put it together, man, right now. You know what I'm saying? Feel like you two have the most game to give society. Hey, man, I feel like that too, man. I feel like me and Andrew Tate will break the internet. You know what I'm saying? If you get a real player, he gets somebody on a high level with some game next to him. I feel like it would be amazing. You know, I ain't seen him like sit down with anybody in the space. I mean, I guess he sit down with everybody, so I can't say who I've seen him, or I don't, it's not like I try to watch him, but I don't really see him getting in the space with people. He does like interviews with like Piers Morgan and Valuetainment. He don't really sit down with people, if you would call this red pill space like that. I mean, unless you talk about like fresh and fit, I don't think he really sit down with people like me. But holler at him from me, let him know, hey man, we need to do something together, man. Oh yeah, I fuck with Brandon Carter too. Yeah, I'll probably go on there again. I'm gonna try to have him on mine too. Oh, Sam, man, what's the most things I learned from Sam? I'm hungry. What's that? No. Warm up for me, and I'm still hungry. Give me something else to eat. Oh, Sam, man, just man, I love Sam. Good dude, always talking business, always some high level conversation, always in the gym, always with the good habits. Just one of those people you get around and you just makes you think bigger. Talking $10 million deals, $20 million deals, $100 million exits. When you get around people like that, man, it just make you think bigger, and that's what we all need. We need to get around people that show us where our capacity is, because we're all thinking beneath our capacity. We appreciate it. We'll talk on our call tomorrow. Oh, Terrell, my guy. Yeah, for sure. What books did you read that made you so good at articulating yourself? Every motherfucking book. Every book I could get my hands on. But I did Toastmasters as well. I read books on trying to speak better. Or both chicken from the same place. From the same place. Where's that one from? Warm up the first ones first. Yeah, see, people don't really understand, man. Just like when I was talking to women when I was younger, man, I was deficient in talking to women, man, because I always been a handsome individual, right? So I was so good looking, I didn't have to talk to women. So it made me deficient in talking to women because I didn't have to. Women would always just talk to me all the time when I was younger. So then I started talking to women 100 a day and got really good at it. And I got better than most people. Same with speaking. I used to stutter. I used to couldn't speak straight. So because I was deficient, what did I do? I put extra time into it than most people didn't. Did Toastmasters. I read books on it. I would speak on camera and you know, uh critique myself and go back and do a bunch of different courses and things of that nature to try to get better at it. So, you get out what you put in. Plus reading does help. Yeah, I be saying words that I can't even read, you know, just because I done read so much books and listened to so many audio books. So how do you stay humble with all your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding? I would say this: one, the more you learn, the more you know how little you know. So the more you read, the more you learn, the more things you do, the more you see how little you know. So it always keeps you humble. But two, I don't even like the word humble. Why be humble? What does that mean? Look it up. It's not a good word, you know? A talk with you and finessers only ATL and Poppy Chulo would be fire. Yeah, set it up. Do you think I should be investing in the crypto? So no alcohol and drugs and hit the gym will be my life. Be saved, something, whatever. Napoleon Hill, real deep. Yeah, man. Napoleon Hill, man, you gotta read it. When are you gonna have? Hey man, if y'all ain't got no other questions, if y'all ain't got no other questions, I'm about to jump off. How long have I been on here for? All right, I'm gone. Get my products, GoldieRatio.com. Find me on Instagram. Get in my 90-day one-on-one mentorship. You get all my products, courses, books, blueprints that aren't out. You get accountability. You get uh, access to business funding, access to content creation, access to trips, so many things. So learn about digital products, learn the secret to this social media thing, and just being able to put me in your inner circle. You're the average some of the 5 people you hang around most. Wouldn't you like to be able to talk to me on a regular basis, to get my eye on your life, help me build you out a daily blueprint that's going to help you be successful and help you hold to it and put you on the fitness workouts? For those of you who keep asking the same question, you should have dropped a super chat. I might have answered it. All right, I'm gone.